Hello, my name is Marissa McCarthy, and today I'm going to be talking about the manga that I analyzed called I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. It was written by Yoru Sumino, and the art was by Idumi Kirihara. I'm going to put that there. It was published in America by Seven Seas Entertainment. I went on Google, and Google said it was 260 pages, but this is actually 433 pages in length. It is a graphic novel. It comes in one complete set. Where the acts take place is a little bit difficult to find in a manga due to it having very many chapters. But I kind of broke it down. So there are 10 chapters in this manga, and I've kind of narrowed it down. So chapters 1 through 3, so pages 3 through 81 is my Act 1. The chapter named are Introverted Classmate, Total Opposites, and Places I Want to Go Before I Die. This basically sets our story up with our two main characters, kind of gives us our storyline, and starts to really build up the story a little bit further. Our Act 2 is chapters 4 through 7, which is pages 127 through 249. Those chapter names are Truth or Dare, Things One Shouldn't Do, Our Own Choices, and What It Means to Live. This is really the bulk of the story, so it kind of sits here in the middle. And in the middle here, this is where we really pop off and get into the deeper effects of our story. And then Act 3 is chapters 8 through 10. I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, Living with Dying, and Walking Down This Road for the First Time. Pages 295 to 391. There are extra pages at the end of this book, which is why I said that there are 433 pages in this book. Basically, the Act 3 kind of ties everything together where our protagonist has an end and kind of ties the story all together. So on the front cover, we have our protagonist, which is Yamayuchi Sagura, and we have our antagonist, who is not named until the very end of the story, which is Shiga Haruki. This story follows Sakura through her disease living with pancreatic cancer. Her goal is to do as much as she can before she eventually passes away because of her pancreatic cancer. The conflicts in Act 2 support this goal, as most of Act 2 is her spent in the hospital. They go on summer break, and she is found in the hospital at the start of chapter 7. And through this entire chapter, through chapters 7 and 8, she's pretty much in the hospital the entire time. Her stay is for 2 weeks, and then it gets moved up another 2 weeks due to some other issues that was not explained until the very end of the manga. The story has a very solid story arc. It has a very clear beginning, middle, and end. It starts off with these two students meeting randomly. And right at the beginning, you can see in the big bubble just says, "I want to eat your pancreas," which is something that was discussed in a book that the one has read. The resolution, to me, is satisfactory for what the story was supposed to be about. All in all, Sakura passes away, but not because of the pancreatic cancer. She passes away due to an attack, as she was on her way to meet Haruki in a cafe. It has a very clear setup leading up to the end. And I believe it was set up wonderfully. I don't believe there was anything that needed to be added or unadded to make this flow any better. Both of these characters have a very strong character arc. Sakura is very outgoing. She loves all of her friends. She wants to travel and go different places before she passes away. She can get along with pretty much anybody. She is very, very confident in her skills and just her confidence alone. Haruki, on the other hand, is very much an introvert. He has not had any friends. He does not plan on having any friends. And him meeting Sakura was by chance. The story has effective transitions. We know where we are at all times. For example, we are here in the library, as they are both library aides at their high school. And then here they are at a cafe, one of the places that Sakura wanted to go before she passed away. And I'll cut right to the chase, and then we're back at the hospital again. And then we'll get right to the end of the book, where we see that Kyoko, which was Sakura's best friend, she is a side character, and Haruki are at their gravesite. It's definitely good to know where we are. Even though it doesn't say it in here, we can definitely see with the visuals that we know where we are. McCloud's ideas of transition isn't as prominent in here as it would be in actual comic books, but we still see some. There are transitional periods where we can see one character talking to another. And we see lots of different actions moving from side to side, getting up, moving around. Conversations over the phone. So there's not a lot in here, but there definitely are some that stand out. Does the story make use of the page as a mini comic? It's a tough one to answer. Some pages can be used for a mini comic. Like, there are some full pages of art in here. Like, you could take this page, for example. But I don't believe that it would work as a mini comic. The story made effective use of the directional flow. With the art combined with the text, it definitely made everything flow a lot better. It was easy to read. I read it in about an hour. It was very detailed. You could see the transitions. You could see the different thought bubbles. You could see when a character was screaming, when they were in thought, when they were speaking in a higher tone, when they were speaking in a lower tone. So they definitely nailed the head on this one. I definitely would recommend this book to my classmates. It is a tearjerker, I will say that much. There is a film on this as well. This is a standalone manga, and there was one movie made about it in 2015. It is not an anime series. This is the one book that it comes in, and that is it. I would recommend this to my friends, especially because all of my friends are anime and manga lovers just like myself. And a fun fact that I definitely was not seeing the twist at the end, and it was something that I was not expecting, and it really pulled at my heartstrings. So this was my take on I Want to Eat Your Pancreas by Yoru Sumino, and I would definitely recommend it. And it was definitely a fun read, something that I enjoyed very much. Thank you for listening.